Hey guys, and welcome to another, well, I don't know really what to call this for Factorio. This is not going to be a typical show, episode type deal. Basically what's happened is, well, I've run into a problem, Houston, or whoever out there wants to listen. Basically, if you notice, I got no iron coming in. Now, I've got iron over there being mined, right over here. Everything's going fine. Everything's looking normal. But the problem is that as soon as I started to advance up to these blue transport rails or whatever, transport belts, my iron was coming in here. Now, the way these trains work is each one of these can hold a little over 900 and something. It's basically 64 times, I think, 15 slots. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 times 64, which works out, I used a calculator, it's a little over 900 and something. Almost, we'll say 1,000 just for reference. So what was happening is with my current setup, I'm bringing in every run, it brings in 2,000 copper, and it was bringing in right at 2,000 iron. 2,000 copper and 2,000 iron sounds like a lot, but when you consider that you're only getting 2,000 copper and 2,000 iron every, 40 seconds at one to load up, 40 seconds at another to load up, about 20 seconds in between travel, so 40, 80, every 100 seconds, every minute and a half, a little over a minute and a half. That's really not very good. I mean, it sounds like it's good, but it's really not very good at all. I mean, you actually, especially as big as we've built, I'm finding that they'll unload the 2,000 iron. It gets dumped out on the belts. It goes around and it gets consumed and converted into iron plates. And then I've still got about 30 or 40 seconds before the train gets back, and I'm completely used up all the iron. And it's about another 30 or 40 seconds. Then the train comes running in, unloads, and they use up all of that in about 30 seconds or so, 20 to 30 seconds. And then the train goes off again to pick up its other deliveries or its other, goods, and then starts to come back, and we've got about, I don't know, about another 40 seconds or so that there's no iron being produced, and you get these stop and go spurts in my iron production, which is why all my iron stuff was backing up. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't making the purple belts or the purple electronic chips, the advanced electronic circuits, and that's why, because there wasn't enough iron being made to get all the way up there. It was getting grabbed up just to make gears and stuff like that. It wasn't a continuous supply of iron. So what I've decided to do, first off, you should notice that I've adjusted this. Notice how I've got this long straightaway now. Basically, it used to come to here and then come down right here and then do a loop and come back up. And it was enough at the beginning, but now it's not. So what I've done is I've extended it out so that it runs a lot longer, and there's a lot longer of a straightaway. This also, as you can tell, allowed me to add more cars. Now I only had 4 at the initial, and then I put 1 on just to carry these little repair things around to the other stations. They come to here, this one dumps off some, then it goes to here. Look at all of those monsters, good golly. Then it comes to here and this one dumps off some. We might have to go out there and look at that. That's a lot of freaking monsters. 16, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9. So the lasers are killing stuff, but they're getting beat up. I don't know if I have a thing out there. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go take care of that. Basically, I'm just going to go out there and build a RoboPort. That way they can repair the damage that all that stuff's being done, because I know that it extends outside. My laser turret is outside of a RoboPort area, and I'll be right back to do this. And because this little show is not going to be about playing. This is going to be about how to build and design a functional port. And what we're going to do is we're going to build 2 train systems. So we'll get into that. So we'll learn how to use the rail things together, or the stoplight thingies together. And we're going to have 1 train with 4 cars that goes to the copper. For right now, it'll have 4 cars. There'll be room to expand, but it'll only probably be using about 4 cars. That'll be 4,000. That'll double it up, and that should be enough. And it'll go to the copper. And then there will be another train that will then, I'll have the copper over here. It'll kind of loop around. and then come back and tie into this or something at the bottom. It'll just tie into that or something. I'll figure out some way while we're doing it. And then we'll have a train for iron that'll have 4 cars. And then I'm going to build a universal depot here that will take the iron or copper. It'll take it all, and it'll unload it all into chests. And then those chests will then spit it out into lines, and those lines will have filter thingies, the filter grabbers, and those filters will then depending upon what it is, it'll throw copper on one line, and I'll have a bunch of them, probably about 10 of them on each line, for each type. That way it can keep up. And they'll spit out the copper, move it over to one side, and they'll move the iron over to another, which will then merge into my lines, the correct lines, the copper going into the copper, the iron going into the iron, and we'll be good from there. It's going to be a big project. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 episodes. So if you're not really interested in seeing that, or you just want to skim through it, by all means, I will be continuing the Let's Play after this. And so I will be uploading this probably prior to when I'm even at this point. Look at that over there on the left. So you will get this, and this is going to be completely out of sequence. I'm only, right at this moment, I've only uploaded, I think, episode 9. The last episode that I just did prior to doing this is like episode 15. So I've got 4 or 5 more to upload, a couple days worth to upload. I will upload all of these episodes along with those, and it'll be out of sequence. So pay no attention if you notice that something's crooked, something's different, something's changed. I've told you that, as far as, from the other episode, the only thing I've done right at this moment that matters is that I've changed the rail. And I just did that. Now there's a lot of things that are different. You'll notice that I've got gear and special stuff and all that stuff, but that's just because you probably will be watching this out of sequence, because I'm not going to enable this. Is not going to be part of the Let's Play. This is just going to be a separate little 2 or 3 video thing on how to do a railway, how to tie in, to make it proficient, how to build a receiving depot, and all of that. And that's what we're going to do. And I've already spent like 7 minutes just here talking about this. So let me go take care of that RoboPort, and I will be right back. And then we will get to tearing all this down, and I'll probably tear it all down off camera, and then I'll start rebuilding on camera. So I will be back when I'm ready to do that. Now, just a quick notice, as you can see how slow the train moves when it's got all these cars. This is why I'm doing the multi-train deal. I just wanted to show how slow it moved with all of the with a bunch of cars on it. That way you guys could see the purpose behind my wanting to go back to a 4-car system instead of having all these different trains on it. Alright, I'll be right back though. Hey guys, alright, we are back, and I think I have figured out how I'm going to do this. So we're going to go see. Let's see, do I have a bunch more? Yeah, I do. Alright, you're going to gasp. Shock and all time. Where did it all go? Alright, what I have decided to try and do is I unloaded everything and put it all up here as much as I could. And I'm making a ton of chests. Now I've got 50 down here. So I've got 58 of these regular chests, and I've got 56 of these requester chests, and plus some more being made now. So we'll see. So 58 and 61. Alright, here is the idea. The idea is to go belt free, except for the delivery system. So this should get pretty interesting. I need to start my timer again real quick, because we got about 23 minutes or so, and we might actually get all this done in one episode, and that would be kind of cool. So what I did was I cleaned it all up, and then I went and made a bunch of chests. That's it. That's all done. And that's just extra garbage. That's all the ores that were in this that hadn't been used, because my copper line is backed up. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to put down these red chests, which are the provider chests. And one other cool thing about not using belts is that I no longer have to lose a guy, because it's just a chest. That's all that's going to be there. Robots will come and grab them out of the chest and move them. Now, how do I keep the robots, send them to where I want them to go? Well, I would use these guys and only use one for this, and I will basically, like so, I will separate it from the others. Even if I have to go move the others, I will. But for right now, we're going to get it as close as we can without being connected, which is there. And that's still, well, I need it to be able to go up to there. So we're going to have to go move that other one. Yeah, we're going to have to move the other one. That would work. And I can move the other stuff up. Basically, I want to have one of these right here and have it connected to, or up here, or probably put it like right here and have it connected to nothing else. Now right there it's overlapping them other two, them two over there. Now that one in the bottom right I can literally just pick up. I don't need that there. But this one I'd have to move, and in order to move that one to get this to where it'll cover everything I need, which is, I don't really need that much. I could probably get it to about there, so let's put it there. I can't go through anywhere. That kind of sucks, but you know. So let's see, we'll put it, we only need about that much coverage because all we're using it for is to, there we go, we'll put it there. So we'll come over and we'll pick this other one up because we don't really need that one there, and we just picked up a ton of repair packs and stuff. We don't really need that one. We don't need that. We don't need that. All right, let's see. And that one we need to take up a little bit. So I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to pick it up. There we go. It didn't break my line. Everything else can get through. I haven't had to repair anything in here. And when I piece them all back together, I'll piece them all back together a little better. All right, so there we go. We've got one now that controls all of this area. I wish you could turn that on, but we'll just have to remember it goes to the middle of these two, and then to the bottom of the rail, and then all this area. Okay, so it goes, whoop, well, how far left? It goes right to in front of that. All right, so what we're going to do now as you see, is of course first we got to have a bunch of these guys, so that way we can power everything. Now as you'll see right now, I am not focusing on connecting anything. I don't want it working yet. So like that guy's going to make it work, so that guy's got to go. And I decided to, earlier to do this after I went over and fixed the other area. I was like, well, you know what? I could probably do this. And look at that. It's perfect. It takes 4 of them. How about that? I know you're thinking, damn, Zane, how'd you manage to do that? And I'm thinking, I'm just that good, man. Sometimes the sun shines on the ugly dogs, but once. So let's see. Okay, now we can tie all this other stuff into it later. Them really are irrelevant. We can slide these over one so that they're inside of it, or if we have to, we can slide this over one. Nothing works right now, and that's good. So what we want to do is we want to jump in the train. Go for a little ride there, Jeffro. Now what we can do is we can go play, and that'll take us to exactly where it's going to stop. Let it stop, undo that, and then get out of this. So that is exactly where that stop makes this train stop. And that sets up and runs 4 of these almost perfectly. Now what I will end up doing is ones like this. I will take it off like this one, because this one is kind of not necessary, but I might just leave it there. But it would be good to have a place to run through. And then ones like this one. And then, well, I guess both of them, so we'll just do that one. What do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do it just like that. That way we got a place to run through. I don't really dig that whole not being able to run through it. There we go. Might have to twist a little and whatnot, but that's good. All right, so we got 4 trains with at least 6 on each train. And that should work. That should be good. And what they're going to do is they're going to take all of the materials out, and they're all freaking backwards, aren't they? Oh, this is ridiculous. No, screw that. I'm not doing that. Although it probably would have been faster than what I'm about to do. I don't care. These guys have been kind of screwing up a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with them. I've had them. There we go. I think that was still a little bit faster than running through and changing them all. Let's pick up all this coal. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. I've changed my button now. I've put it on the mouse finally. So I now have my pickup on my little side mouse button, which is awesome. Awesome. spectacular. Now what we need to do is turn these around. Oh, come on, lay down. Whoops, pick you up. All right, there we go. So now we got everything going the right direction out. Okay, so all of this stuff is going to dump into these, right? And these are, guess what, provider chests. So the provider chests, all these robots, which I have in my inventory, and I'm going to put a freaking ton of them here. None of them, they're all going to go crazy right now, but I'll go grab a bunch. I'll go grab a bunch later. Actually, I probably should have just hung on to them. We'll put these construction robots down, get them busy, that way they're working. And what I'll end up doing is I'll end up bringing a bunch of them down here to this network once it's tied up and powered. You can't assign robots to it until it's powered. They'll just leave and go somewhere else. So because it doesn't have power, that's why they're not staying. And then all these robots will go grab all this stuff and then do what with it? Well, that's the big point. That's the whole point behind all this. We got to tie into this line somewhere because this is my copper. And we're going to clean up. I'm going to clean up all this crap because we don't need all this crap. It's freaking everywhere and it's just ridiculous. And yeah, but it happens. I mean, that's how it works out when you get into all this. But you got to be careful when you're cleaning up and make sure that you're not unplugging stuff. Because see, all of that was completely unnecessary. None of that needed to really be there. All of that kind of does. And that goes to this, goes out to here, which that whole thing doesn't need to be there. That can be picked up. You know, and let's see, and this then comes over to there and goes, ties into all this and runs. See, all of this can be picked up, but we'll worry about that at a different time. Right now, we're just cleaning up this mess. And let's see, I bet we can unhook this too. Told you. We got all these, so we don't need that little one. So we got that big one right there. Let's see. Yeah, everything still got power. It'd be blinking. Now, did we lose power anywhere except for right here? No. See there? So we done cleaned up a whole bunch of junk. All right, so we got this. Now what we need to do is we need to wrap this around. And let's do it kind of fancy. Plus, think of all the blue belts this just saved us. All right, so there. And then what we can do is simply this. Pick you up. All right, and we don't even need it that long. Because I'm only going to do... Let's see. No, we need to come down one more. My bad. Because I want to be able to have this box and stuff on each side. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. But basically what we can do is like this. We need about 25 going that way. God dang it. Thing likes to beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. All right, and I made 62 of these, so I figured what we'd do is we'd use about 15 on each side. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 15. That leaves me with 32. That leaves me 30 to do the other side too. And I'll do the other side right over here. And they'll have to go boop, boop. I might even have to move this so that it's just, yeah, because see, there's not enough room. So I'll bring them in, and I'll do one on the bottom, and I'll do one on the top or something like that. Let's see what'll fit. So we got to come in. I forgot where the line was. So it's all right. We just got to make the line a little bit longer. We got plenty of length. And we could actually butt it all up and put them all in the middle. Actually, that's probably what we'll end up doing. Because there we go. Them will work. Let's go one more just for safety's sake. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll leave a little gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I bet all that fits in. Yeah, there we go. So now we'll just put this and go to there, and then to there, and then we'll go, and we're going to end up changing all this to purple, or the blue line, the fast line. But for right now, and then we'll do like this, and that'll then go out, and it'll go on to the blue. I still got to take all this stuff and put it all back. That way they move them. But I wanted to get it all built first. Now, I just screwed up again, didn't I? You notice it? Do you see what I did? All right, it doesn't do me any good to have them requester boxes right there. If I can't, they need to be down one more, like so, right there. Which is fine. We'll just fix it. Still got 11 minutes, so we're doing fine on time. We'll probably even get it done, get to see it work maybe. I don't know if we'll get to see it work because we got to send the train out, all that other junk. But what this is going to do is it's going to give us a universal system. It doesn't matter what comes in on the train, the robots are going to send stuff to these requesters. And I'm going to request, like the first side, this whole right side will be requesting copper. So they'll bring copper from here over to these. The left side will be requesting iron. So they'll take iron from here over to there. And if I've got about 200 robots, or well, I need a robot per box. So you figure I got 60 boxes, so I'll need at least 60 boxes, or 60 robots, and I'll probably end up doing 120. That way, you know, there's extra. All right, where's it at? It ended right there, I think. We'll count them afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 15, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the thing, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. There we go. So let's get the quick inserters, and we'll go like so. And then now you catching on? I bet you are. Something tells me you are. And if you ain't known it from the beginning, you probably just dawned on you what's going on. So let's turn this off so it looks pretty clean. And then I think these guys should ought to power most of that. I might only need to put one more and then another row along the top. Yeah, how about that? Economical savings there. All right, and we'll go there. And then we're going to need some on the top, which we can put them there. And there. And they crook it a little bit, but that's all right. They all fit. That's what matters. And there. All right, so everything's powered. Everything's powered. Good. We can put some lights in. All right, basically this is our loading or our receiving loading docks, or our receiving line loading docks type thing. And then this is our distribution center. That's basically what I've ended up creating here. So this is going to be the long part, so I'm going to pause it while I do this. But basically I've got to go into each one of these boxes and I got to tell it I want iron. And I'm probably, because these gears are going to be sending it out, it's right there. All right, I'm going to tell it I want iron ore for this side. And I'm going to tell it I want about 12, or we'll do 10. I'm going to do 10 for each one. That way they'll constantly be going back and forth, because these things take it out 4 at a time. Mine are up to 4. I've got, what is it? Inserter stack size bonus 4. Which 4 takes you to 5. Mine does 4 now. You do the initial, which is 1, and then level 1 gives you another, level 2 gives you another, level 3 gave me another, equaling 4, and then level 4 will give me another. So basically what you do with these is you look here, that's how many you can tote. Whichever one you can do, that's how many you can tote, each thing. Now, unfortunately, that only works for unloading the train. So like these guys are probably, actually I probably ought to set it even lower than that, probably at about 5. Or no, we'll set it at 10. I'm going to set them all at 10 because it can only unload onto a belt one at a time. I forgot about that. It just dawned on me. So I'm going to pause it real quick, and then I'm going to set all of these to iron. I'm going to set all of these I want 10 iron. And then I'm going to set all these to I want 10 copper, all of these to I want 10 copper, and I'm trying to save a little bit of time so maybe we can see this run. So I'm going to pause the video while I'm doing that, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. That took a little while. But we set all these up. Now this whole side takes copper, going out here, feeding it into my copper lines. And it's going to back up, but that's fine because these will spit them out so quick that they'll spit them out as fast as all of these will go. And I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I've got one more of these guys than these guys that can spit out. So these can grab one more at a time than these can put out. And I seriously doubt that all of these are going to grab one at the same exact time. So that's that. And then we've got the same thing for the iron. Now, the iron might be a little bit different. The iron, we might end up having to put a few more on here, but we will find out at that time. I'm going to take and extend this out just like I would. And yeah. And there, that's tied in. Now, I don't want anything unloaded yet, so what I'm going to do to test it is we will take, well, the only real way is to take and make these guys, yeah, we can do that. No, that ain't right. I got 7 minutes. All right, is I can come up here and I'm thinking, oh no, I want to be careful because I don't want stuff going everywhere. All right, yeah, I can take and put, wait, this guy doesn't have any robots, does he? I got one construction robot. That's really, you know, I might grab 5 or 6 more and put them in there, but let's run up here and grab a bunch of worker robots because we got a butt ton of them up here. And I probably should make more, to be honest with you, but we'll take 30, 60, what is that, 3, 6, 94. Let's go get 6 more. That way we have an exact 100. 94. All right, 95. Well, somebody want to get me some dadgum robots? They're probably over here. They're probably working. They really shouldn't be doing too much, though, because my entire factory system come to a screeching halt when I ran out of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 2, 4, 6, 10. That's 100. We'll put them back. Let's roll. Now that thing's plugged in down there, so when I drop all these robots down inside its area, they should ought to go to it. And I'm pretty sure that these can easily hold 100. Let's see. And there they all go. We go look in there. We got 30, 60, 90, 100. All right, so let's do this. Let's test it out. Let's go like this. Now let's hit Alt so we can see. All right, this is copper. So when I put this provider chest down here, all them robots ought to come out here. And if you look, there's a pretty good bit of copper in there. There, and there. So we'll do these two because these two have a pretty good bit in them. We'll do these 3 because all 3 of them are copper. They should come grab that copper, carry that copper over here, and put them into these. So let's see. Let's see if that works. And we'll put one down. Here they come. If they grab that copper and go over here and put them in these chests, we're good to go. And it looks like we are. Look at that. Look at that all the way down the row. Oh, look at that. They're running it so fast that it's backing up. Well, none of it's making anything, so. But them chests should get full now. And we'll do this, and this, and this. And let's try a couple with steel or with some iron. That one's got iron. That one's got rock in it. We'll see what they do with the rock, if anything. I think that they can put other things in chests, storage chests, but they can't really do anything. Now, why? Oh, they're all recharging. They're waiting to recharge. So I might need to get another one of these down here so that they can all recharge. What I'll end up doing is putting another one like right here. Because that's a lot of robots trying to recharge, and I think only so many can recharge at a time. Where am I at? Oh, I'm stuck up there. So let's put, there we go. That's as many as I've got. And then when they empty them, I can then get more. These aren't full, I know that, because these are the big chests. Yeah. Alright, we need requesters, and I only wanted 10. Good gosh, y'all. But that's it. They did. They went and got them, and they put 10 in all these. All right, so it works. And they put the iron, what little bit of iron that I had up here over here. And then I can put another one, or take this one, and I can set this one up as a requester chest. And request coal. And how much coal do I want in there? I don't know, 100 sound good? It's already got 100 in it, so they won't come put any in there. But it would want 100 at all times. That would be fine. And that's that. Okay, so yeah, that works. That works pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to then pause the video again. I know I'm doing this a lot because I've got to manually move all of that junk. It's going to take me about 10 minutes. Just I've got to empty all of those freaking boxes and dump it all into the train. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back the train up. I'm going to take them extra 3 cars off of it. I'm going to back the train up, or 2 cars off of it. I'm going to back the train up. He's going to back the train up and set it to go and see how it goes. And we'll have enough time to see that on this episode or whatever this is. So I will be right back. All right, folks, and we are back. And I have set up the iron portion of it, and everything is functioning as expected. Take a look. Take a look. So we've already unloaded. So we're actually still sitting here way too long, which is fine. I'm sitting at Danny Beetle for 20 seconds. We'll watch it this time and we'll see. All right, we're coming up and around. I've had to change all of these loading things, as you can see, but now I've got 4 pods loading the iron into 4 different cars, and it's staying here 30 seconds. It actually only takes about 25 seconds. If you watch the cars, you'll see each car stores a little over 900, and we're already halfway through that. You'll watch these inside arms and you'll see them stop working. So let's watch them. They're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 7 seconds. So we could take this down to about 25. And this is how you tune it. You do this. You run it and you get it there. All right, now we know that one's only going to take 25 seconds. And if you look, these are all full. 960 is how many they hold. They're all full, except for the last one. That's just because that's to carry health packs. It's got copper in it right now because I needed somewhere to put the copper. But let's watch now. Let's see how long it takes it to unload. So here you got to watch the arms. When the arms stop going, we'll start counting and see how much shorter than 20 seconds it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 seconds. So we can drop this down reliably to 15 and not have to worry about it. So we've cut our times in half by using this double loading thing. Plus I fixed the arms so each one of them gets 5, like right here. Each one gets 5 for each car. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to loop this around, and we're going to look at the map here. I'm going to loop this around and then back up, probably come right in front of this copper, that way it's ready to be tied into, and then tie off to this one. There's not going to be any more loops. And then what I'm going to do is it's going to come off and down, and I'm going to keep coming down and then cut across under this copper and tie into this line. That way I can have one train. I'm going to try and basically what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and connect. I'm going to have this as a junction or whatever it's called, a junction that goes off of the track. That way the trains can be riding on the same track, and the one train will come in and go into here and load up, and I'll have the main line tied in as just a loop. And what that loop will do is that loop will then junction off into this, and then off the loop it'll junction off up into this, and then back into the loop, and then there'll be a junction off of this to the iron, and then back into the loop. And then I can keep the loop, and then if I ever need to add anything, I can just tear off with another junction coming off the loop back into something and then back to it. And then down here I can junction off this one and then back into it and then back into the loop, etc. That's kind of like how it is really. So we're going to have, I'm going to end up turning all this into a big loop, and then have 3 routes that go off of it. One to the town, one to our base, one to the copper, and then one that goes off it to the iron. And that's what you'll see in the next episode. I have decided to go ahead, since this ran really long, actually it's about the length of one episode, to go ahead and just put this one up. I'll put this one up in order, in sequence. So this will be like episode 15 or 16 or whatever, I don't know. So you won't see this until the time that we're actually doing this. Instead of at the beginning where I said I was going to throw up a couple episodes, I didn't need to. So that is robotics at work and doing an awesome job. Look at my lines. They're finally full, and they're staying full if you look. I mean, plenty full. No more gaps. No more nothing. It's just solid. Look at that solid iron. Oh, yes, it's so beautiful. And now all I got to do is set up another train and set up another line. Make that circle and then set the junctions up, or the off, whatever you call them. I don't know nothing about trains, so I'm calling them junctions, but they're probably not junctions. I don't even know what a junction is. But that thing that comes off of it, you know, where it splits and goes off, and then this will come back down and it'll tie back into the main. See, like the main line will come all the way up to there, or up here somewhere, and then it'll branch off and come over to this, and then it'll come back down and tie back into the main line and keep going. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So I will see you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day.